doing very well in the pre-sales, yeah?
It is on Amazon. We've been doing really good in the politics category and various categories within Amazon. And as most people who are familiar with me on my show know, I'm mentally unwell, and so I'm nonstop just refreshing constantly to see where it's going. And the funny thing is, like, we haven't even done the full push for the book
yet,
which is called what?
It's called What's Killing America.
I can't promote my. I don't want to do it.
Fair. No, that's fair. There are contracts and rules in place. The book is called What's Killing America.
Right.
And if I may, from the title, Jason Rantz says right on the cover, What's Killing America? Jason Rantz is killing America. I think it's brave of you to put the answer right on the cover of the book.
You did skip the subtitle.
I've got bad eyes. I'm old. No, what's inside the radical left's tragic destruction of our cities. And as a bleeding heart snowflake liberal, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
I got to tell you, our cities have taken a real crapper.
I choose the term radical left intentionally because I don't think all Democrats support much of what's been going on in their name in major cities around the country. I think it is a small group of people who have, in a lot of ways, usurped a lot of power, and they are wielding that power irresponsibly. And I think some folks just don't realize what policies are to blame for everything that's going on. And so in What's Killing America, I tie all of those policies together. Oh. I think generally the media is not doing a good enough job in connecting the dots. I think that for a variety of reasons, including sometimes you just don't have time, right? I mean, I do Fox segments. They're 2.5 minutes to 4 minutes long. You can only do so much in such little amount of time. And so with a book, you can actually go line by line. Here's where it's going wrong in Seattle. Here's how it's going wrong in Philadelphia. Here are the themes that we're seeing across the country. And here's why they're doing what they're doing. I think it's important to know the why before you can take on any kind of activism, regardless of your political positions, and expect to win. You have to know why they're doing what they're doing.
Can you give us a little bit of just a little taste of What's Killing America by Jason Rantz? Like, what is the why? Just a little.
Yeah, so each chapter goes through a bigger theme. So we take on homelessness, crime, drug use, immigration, education, housing, transportation. We go city to city to city all around the country. And I find the similarities in here's a policy that seems awfully similar to what's going on in L.A. What's happening then in L.A.? Oh, exactly the same thing that's happening in Seattle. And as I say on my own show all the time, what happens in Seattle, what happens in L.A., New York, any of these major cities, they don't just stay there. They get into the suburbs. And I used to get text messages from folks locally who said, man, I am so glad I left Seattle. I moved to Enumclaw. I moved to Monroe. I'm out in Port Orchard, and I don't have to deal with that anymore. And now the response is usually, how did it happen here? Why did it happen here? And so that's what I explain in the book.
I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of these policies. They have this kind of like saccharine. They sound really nice, and they sound like they're kind policies, and they inadvertently end up backfiring because they hurt the people that they're intended to help. One of which I'll point out is the most recent attempt to not criminalize drug use, right? Where you're inadvertently causing people to die by saying, well, let's be really nice to these people. Let's be really kind. Any observations that you want to tell us about what it was like writing the book for you? I know you put a lot of research and a lot of effort into it. Was it tiring? Was it exciting? Was it exhilarating?
It definitely wasn't tiring. I took on this book under a quick timeline because we wanted to get it out by September, November, around those months this year. And obviously we went with September because I was able to get it done quick enough. And what's fun is that I live the policies here in Seattle. And on Fox News, I cover the policies in Chicago and Atlanta, D.C., New York. So I already had just sort of a base of knowledge.
They use the same burning city picture, though, for each city, though, right?
Well, so on the cover, I love the cover, by the way. That's a great cover art.
It's a good cover. It's shocking. It elicits emotions.
Dystopian.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be a random cityscape. You can't tell what city it is because it's not one specific city.
Thank you for that.
Exactly.
Hey, can I ask you a quick question? I know we're close on time. You said before that there's an extreme group of liberals that don't represent the Democratic Party that are getting a disproportionate amount of press and kind of disproportionate.
Progressives. I don't even think they're liberal, yeah.
Do you think the same can be said about the right?
Not in major cities. No, I don't know what major city is being destroyed by radical right policies. There are radical right policies the same way that there are radical right lawmakers.
Right.
But the problem is, or actually to the benefit, they don't have all that much power in running these cities. And the places where they are considerably more conservative, when you're looking at the actual stats about just quality of life, it is a better quality of life. You can argue, and I think that this is fair, that the larger cities have more Democrat constituencies, so naturally you're going to have more. Totally fair. But not all Democrats are ruining their cities. It's the radical ideologues.
Jason Rantz is the author of What's Killing America, which is going to be available for purchase when, Mr. Rantz? When is it going to
you
be
can
able to-
purchase it right now. Go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, wherever it is you want to purchase.
You can listen to Jason Rantz every Monday through Friday on 770 KTTH.
Will it be
from
available at
3
airports?
to 6.
It'll be available everywhere.
I worry because if I'm reading this on a plane and I have an adverse reaction to some of your information, I worry that I'll be restrained.
You can get the audio version.
There you go.
We'll take a really quick break. We'll be right back right after this.